Good evening. Welcome to the Tuesday, November 27th, 2018 regular selectmen's meeting. All the selectmen are here except for Selectman England, the town manager, and town clerk, and nobody else. Please stand with me and salute the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have two sets of minutes. Is the Tuesday, October 23rd minutes is,
Tom, Ed, and Mark.
yep.
Tried to move that last time, didn't I? So I'll move it again as presented.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All those in favor? There's one. And then we have them from November 13th.
Tom, Ed, and Ken.
Yep, no Mark.
I wasn't at the 13th one, right?
Correct.
Right.
So I'll move the minutes from November 14th, or 13th as presented as well.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. Brings us to our first public comment. We have no public here, so we will not have any public comments. We have no public hearings. Is reports of committees. Is BCTV is not giving a report today because Terry's in running the meeting, the machinery, and Envision Berwick is not here.
Did you get the email from James?
I did not check my email recently, so
It's right here.
oh, we do have a report, I guess. Envision Berwick. Envision Berwick is honored to be the Grand Marshal of this year's Somersworth Berwick Parade, happening December 1st. The parade committee has done a great job organizing a fun day of activities, including 2 tree lightings, live music, and fireworks. Bruce Blue has organized a meeting tomorrow night to gauge interest in a new committee that would put on summer music concert series in Berwick. If you would like to join us tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m., please send a message to Envision Berwick on their Facebook page. Starting in January, Envision Berwick will be meeting again on the second and fourth Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. If you would like to be involved, contact James at the town hall or message Envision Berwick on their Facebook page. Thank you, Patty. Department reports. We have none this tonight.
I don't know what happened in Noble baseball.
Noble Youth Baseball.
I'll contact them and reschedule.
We have nobody here and nothing, no paperwork, but it's gonna be a quick meeting. Unfinished business? None. Town manager,
The guys at the town garage, I went and spoke to them one day last week, and they're happy and thankful for the new loader, the Tickle Pink.
got it just in time.
And then we've been having trouble of the new trucks we bought. One of the trucks is back for its 4th time at O'Connor's with the PTO that runs off the front of the engine that drives the hydraulic pump on the plow.
Right.
The 4th time, so where's the bearing out on the engine? And I'm saying,
We're bearing out on
you know,
the
you
engine.
can't, you can wear the bearing out, right? But after a fashion, what the bearing sits in wears out too,
Right, the seating.
right? And it's like, I've been thinking about it, and it's almost like, this is the 4th time.
Is there a recall on that?
Well, I'm sure they would know.
Yeah.
I mean, the people at the thing should know.
I mean, if it's wearing out that quickly, I would think that there's,
The other truck, the same identical truck, they've had no problem with.
maybe it's a defective component on that truck itself.
Well, that's what Rob
The
and I
same
talked
person is
about.
driving both trucks?
Oh, I don't know about driving it.
Yeah,
It's pretty automatic. I mean, I
yeah,
can't
you're right,
really
the
see how, I
hydraulic,
mean,
it couldn't,
it's a pretty nice truck.
Yeah.
Those 2 new trucks are nice.
there's, town manager's report.
Parade on Saturday at 2:30. Holiday parade. Any selectmen besides Tom planning on walking in the parade?
When's the parade again?
Saturday,
Saturday at 2:30.
This?
this Saturday,
This Saturday.
December 1st.
I might. I'll put me down.
Yeah. Put me down.
Meeting at the Wilson Street parking lot.
I gave you a financial report. This is the first report that our new finance director has printed off. It's nothing unusual. We're where we're supposed to be, around 30% into the budget. Take a look, if you have any questions down the road, let me know. Right on track where we should be. There's some of the things that he hasn't been able to find yet in Maureen's collection of spreadsheets. But we'll get those out on some of the comparisons of the revenue that comes in, state revenue sharing, excise tax. He's trying to get up to snuff as fast as he can.
Did he actually lose somebody in the family?
Yeah, he lost his brother.
All right, so he
His
did
brother
lose his brother.
died unexpectedly on last Tuesday.
Yeah,
So,
is he back to work yet?
Yeah, he came back Monday.
Yep. Huh,
They took
too
care of
bad
everything.
too, just start here and lose your brother.
Plus, his mother-in-law is very ill too, so she's just put into hospice, so he's got his hands full.
You see, you met him, Ed?
Who's that?
Yeah, he was here at the meeting last time.
So
Oh,
you-
The
yes,
new
yeah.
finance
Mhm.
guy, yeah.
I hadn't met him, so I came in and met him. I thought he was a very nice
Yeah,
guy,
very nice. Yeah.
you know?
You
Yeah,
have,
I think it'd be a great addition. Obviously, you guys interviewed him and hired him, so I have complete faith in your abilities.
he's-
You know, how does that work when, we don't even know that you have hired somebody new, right? I don't think I ever recall you and I talking about whether to hire a new police officer or anybody, a town employee.
Oh,
We've talked about like, you know,
I know every time we hire somebody or when we're looking for somebody,
you know.
I know and I get introduced to them. And sometimes I sit in on the interviews on all the fire department hires that we've made. Since I've been here, I've sat in on interviews with them.
So how do we know as selectmen when someone calls up and has an issue with one of them if I don't even know them?
You need to call me, and I'll take care of it.
They should be calling you anyway.
Yeah, the public should call me. If they don't get any satisfaction from me, then they should call you. But they should just pick up a phone and call me. Right. And I have some people who have, and I get quick responses from Chief Town. Right, pretty
Or
prompt.
anybody.
Yeah. So, we're starting into the budget process. Again, like I mentioned at our last meeting, it's gonna be a tight one this year, because I wanna fund roads. And we're also looking at contract negotiations with the Teamsters. That will start sometime in January.
And who is that, the police department?
That's all of the employees that work in downstairs built here, police, fire.
Not the police,
No, not the police, I'm sorry. Police, fire,
Public Works.
public works, water department, and office staff,
And,
full-time only.
and, that really in the past hasn't been a hard group to negotiate with in the past, from what I can remember. It's always the police department union that,
We had, last time we did negotiations, it was the first year I was here, they went okay, compared to what I've been
if
before.
I remember, it went okay. The police.
Police
issue-
were fine.
Well, then it was the time before that when, the other town manager or something, who was here, the old buck?
Gary?
Gary.
Steinhouse.
Yeah.
Gary drove up. You remember Gary?
No,
He
Gary
drove-
Stackhouse.
He was a weapon. He's a good
He
guy.
hired me.
Too bad. Well, he died.
Oh,
Yeah,
What a
unexpected.
shame.
So, so we should try to talk about that, maybe in executive session at one of our meetings before the contract negotiations come. I also gave you a list of roads, that is the draft of what we're looking at. Now that we're not gonna build the fire station on Cemetery Road, I gotta put that back in, even though Tom tells me just to ignore it until it falls apart completely. So, and you can see, there's some of the, what you see on these spreadsheets. The 2-inch is a base. If we're gonna reclaim, that would be part of the cost. But like Worcester Road, and none of the, and Pine Hill Road, those will be reclaimed sections of it. I don't think we can do all of these at once.
No.
Like Pine Hill's a long road, and same thing with Little River. And when we get to those roads in Long Meadow, it's gonna have to do it in sections. It's just very costly. But I think if we budget, $500,000 to $600,000 a year, we can make some good progress. And I think that's what we really need to do. But
Yeah, I'd like to see, at least 500,000 this next year into roads. We haven't been able to catch up with anything, it's just getting worse.
yeah, no, what you see here, they didn't finish up Wentworth at all. They didn't touch that at all this past year, because
They owe us that. We get the money for that, right?
For what?
Well, that's for
Wentworth.
Beach Hill and Pond Road is what we had scheduled that they didn't do.
Yeah, Wentworth, we were gonna do one section of it, but we just didn't have enough money to do that, and
I'm really not advocating it. I wouldn't, some of these roads, it slows people down.
Yeah,
They're bumpy, I understand it, but you know what? Sometimes they go on these roads too fast.
oh yeah, I don't disagree.
It's a nightmare.
We can't be, our police department can't be everywhere,
No.
so,
That's why I volunteered to let Cemetery Road get a little worse if you want.
well,
Yeah, I would.
Pine Hill is a road
Right, that's the one that
that really needs to have some work done to it. And some of the sections that you did prior to me coming here have held up pretty good.
Pine Hill all the way where? From the bottom of the hill all the way up past the water tower?
Yep, that's the goal. But and
We're
it's
gonna
gonna
go
be
past-
it's gonna be a nightmare to do it, just for the fact that it's very, very busy road. The traffic starts. Robert went up one morning around 4:30 just to see,
Oh, yeah,
and it's busy.
You pave it at night.
Yeah,
we've got to
Pave it
reclaim
at
it.
night. Most finished coat paving's done at night.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the way it is.
That might be the way to do it.
You know what I mean?
During the day, you're gonna have to reclaim it.
Yeah, most is done during the most nighttime stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
So-
just because of traffic, people flipping out,
It's safer.
it's safer, yes.
Yeah. So I've tried to group them all in where they're near each other, like if you go to the 2021, 2022, you'll see all these roads are the ones up on the hill here, right off on 236. Those are all short distances, and we can get them all done at one time. So when we get into the budget process, if you have any questions and want to talk, we can talk at one of our next meetings. But we'll get into this during the budget process as well. We had a meeting today with the architect and the fire department and PD. I thought it was a really good meeting. Andy from Port Architecture came out and we discussed the plan, and he's having an engineering group come out, Sebago Technics. They have offices throughout the state, and they're gonna look at that site, because they really hadn't really done much. We didn't think it was gonna go there. So they'll look at that and decide what's the best way of putting it on the property, and where we have to get a road access. Tom enlightened us a little bit. We were looking at maps tonight before I came downstairs. We own some of the property that was the Goodrich property, so we may be able to get a road out there.
Plus, we talked about the wetlands,
Yeah.
that the wetlands were insignificant.
Yeah, the people talk about the wetlands, and that's a meandering stream through there more than anything.
Right,
you
it's
know.
got a
When I
culvert.
was in
Just
elementary,
Just put another couple culverts in.
right, when I was in elementary school, all that was open space and hayfields.
Right. I could
Yeah.
tell that when I was down there.
Yeah, so.
But
yeah.
I was surprised it was only 12 feet.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, because the fence is about 12 feet, but
Right.
they built it so much wider than the fence, you notice that?
Yeah,
So he's coming out hopefully next week with one of the engineers from Sebago Technics, and anybody, I'll let you know when they're coming out, if anybody would like to walk through it with them. I'm gonna be there. Tom's expressed interest.
You know, I'd definitely like to be there.
Yeah, so I'll let everybody know.
Those guys at Sebago, they're good guys.
They are good guys.
They're real good
Really
guys.
good engineers. And what else? It was a really good meeting. Police and fire, both people are very positive about what they're gonna have done, and he's talked about possibly trying to aesthetically tie the building somewhat together somehow.
Definitely. You know, Tom, I went up, and Steve hasn't done this for me yet, but I spent a little bit of time up on Cemetery Road. This was before the vote. And then I went down around the police department. And I would think if I saw ledge, I would see some dead grass or something like that. The only piece of ledge that exposed itself to me was if you're kind of behind the police department, you look along the long
Right,
building.
On the hill
It's
there.
up on the corner.
Yeah.
So I wanted these guys to get out and dig, you know, the town guys, go out with the backhoe, dig some test pits.
Is behind the police department, between the police department and the Estabrook School, there used to be a very large outcrop, 2 large outcrops of ledge there that the school had, chipped down below the surface, back when they put the.
So you're saying that wing is all on ledge?
Well, a good part of it might be, yeah. 'cause I
That's
have a
what
feeling
Tony
it's
Sincata said it was, that's why they put it up there, because it was all ledge.
Yeah, but,
That's what
I'm sure that, where the building itself is you can cut back into that bank quite a bit.
Oh, plus if the ledge, they get enough ledge there, which is good, you can make it gravel. There's plenty of sand there too. You blast the ledge, but on the other hand, you're gonna make free gravel, which is,
Rip wrap and.
gravel from the parking lots, walkways, stuff like that.
Yeah, so we'll see. Once they know how they're gonna position it, I can move forward in getting it demolished. I'll put out a bid and get the cleanup going on it, because there's asbestos in the flooring.
Didn't Reno say he had priced that up for us?
Yeah, he gave me a price,
Yeah.
yeah.
Back of
so-
the napkin price. And what we discussed is if we can find a way to take that building down and keep it out of the contract for the fire station, then we won't have to pay the construction manager or whoever
Oh, yeah.
their fee on it.
I think we should pay for that and the site work. And I think the site work should go to someone in the area. We'll let them price it out, Like South Berwick hired a great kid to do it. He saved them some money. He's done a great job. You see how nice he does those box outs and all those cuts? And he lives in this town.
Who
But
is
there are
it?
plenty of guys out here that do site
Oh,
work
yeah.
that we should, we should give a shot at.
Sure.
At the site work, and the town handle it. You know what I'm saying? We know, Sebago's gonna keep an eye on it, they're gonna lay it out,
Yeah,
and that's how it should be. Yeah, cut that right on the site, guy, cut it right on, it'll be ready for you to come and build.
yeah. Yeah, the bond application is completed. I've just gotta go back and double check some numbers, and all that will go out probably the 1st of January. So the deadline is February 13th, I think, so we should have plenty of time for the attorney. We have to get an attorney to go through it all. So we'll
And I
be
wanna
ready.
be sure when the bids go out for the building, that we have add alternates. In other words, you're allowed to give us, this is what we're asking for, but if we could save money by using this as equal,
Yeah,
that type of writing to be in the bid, so we know,
yeah.
is this gonna save us money? What would you recommend, really, you could leave a lot of things open that they can make their presentation, a way you could save us some money.
Yeah, we're gonna,
Just don't forget, we're gonna do it for $4.5 million.
yeah, I know. We're gonna put out a request for qualifications for a general contractor who will work with the architects and us when we start designing the building, and he'll put out the bids for the subs, but we will choose who the subs are, who we want. So we'll see who puts their name in the hat.
Yeah.
Very different process than I've done before. Usually, you put it out to bid, and general contractors bid on it based upon what their subs give them. But I like the idea that we actually get to choose the
Yeah,
subs.
yeah, 'cause they're gonna take a guy like me, I'm gonna give you a number, they're gonna take a guy like me, they're gonna shop me all around. or somebody, you'll be shopped all around, and they'll get a lower number, and you'll pay for the high number. So you're gonna wanna see, you know,
Right,
you're gonna wanna see the bids
Yeah,
as they come in.
yep.
And I definitely think the guys around here that wanna bid on it, you know, should be all let know
Yeah.
about it.
No, that was discussed today, that we're gonna try to use as many local contractors
Right.
as we can, because you know them. You know the quality of their work, and, so we'll see, but it's a big project. We are in the middle of designing a new webpage, so it's kinda beef ours up a little bit, clean it up. A lot of complaints, people can't find stuff, and a company called Revise is working with James and myself and Patty. So that will come as of July 1, hopefully we'll make it go live, but that's all I have. Any questions, or?
Mr. Fund of Jupiter, have we thought about anything else about that?
We've had a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, we sent him out a letter, that, just to enlighten him that, he has quite a bit of work to do before he comes before the planning board, and we're trying to encourage him to get going here. But, we haven't heard a word. He was looking for someone, he had to have somebody plow out around the buildings, and
I
his
know.
lawyer seemed to jump on
So you sent
that.
him the letter
Yeah,
for the fire department, right?
yeah,
And then he called Roger Clement, that was like Thanksgiving night,
yeah,
you know, Wednesday before Thanksgiving that night, about 6 o'clock, I'm coming wherever from, he goes, hey, Mike, would you do me a favor and plow out around the tannery where the fire road is, you know, around the fire trucks? I said, yeah, I'll figure it out, and he sent me his email address and stuff to do it, so I said to him on the phone, anyway, the plant kid knows all about it, so I went over and told them, and he's got, Steven, I think his name is,
Yep.
he's gonna take care of it. I don't want any part of it, being a selectman, you know? Don't want any part of it. So, the other thing is, I basically chewed Roger's ass, because he had to listen to me.
Good
Thank
for
you.
you.
Roger,
We
there's a lot
appreciate
of
that.
disappointed people in this town, and I said, it all goes back to Mark, and and I said, we've worked awful hard to get that property to where it is for him, and I understand he's a busy man and all this stuff, I said, but he's gotta hire somebody or get it, he says, I understand. He said, my hands are sometimes tied, he said, but I understand. I said, can you just pass that along to him, please? And I'll take care of the plowing with the other guy, and you do me that favor. I said, he needs to come in with some hard, cold facts, and he didn't argue a bit.
no, Roger knows.
No, he was good about it.
Yeah, Roger's a good lawyer, but you're right, it's his client. And-
Plus the fact, I think he gets frustrated by the fact, too, that he's a pain right in the rump.
Oh, you can never get in touch with him. Even Roger has a hard time getting in touch with him, so, it's frustrating, but
You know,
he'll come.
he wants to put a hooch house over there, you know? That big cement building, remember that? Wants to go hooch, you got a customer wants to go.
Today,
park.
there's no reason why we can't get in touch with him. He's just not responding,
Yeah.
is what the issue
Well,
is.
he's-
And
yeah,
if
he-
that's the case, and he's not interested in moving on this piece of property, then perhaps we need to look at other options. And obviously, as a town, we're not in the business of development, but, you know, we
We
need to
can sell
figure
it.
something out to get people, because I know people are interested. Now that it's cleaned up,
Yeah.
it's a good piece of real estate.
And it's the.
Personally, I think everything should have been knocked down, but, you know, that's.
Yeah,
Well, I have reached out to several big developers who I know. I haven't reached out to the ones in New Hampshire, but, and one's not interested in developing.
who's that?
George Schott,
Oh, yeah, he's not, yeah,
so,
the guy up New Hampshire.
so, you just gotta find the person who,
And everyone says, it's right in the border and this and that, but yet this pub over here seems to be pretty busy when,
oh, yeah,
When
he's
it's
very
open.
busy.
and then the fact that we had to charge him $46,000 for a sewer hookup? I mean, I'm like, what is this gonna be like over here? We're gonna have to figure something out with them,
Yeah.
Steve. I mean, we can't,
Oh, I know.
we
It's,
gotta have something to bring them. If they, you know, the $46,000 is a lot of money to a young guy over there that's trying to start up his business.
Yep.
I mean, are our hands tied?
It's up to the sewer department. We can sit down, maybe we should have a
So our
meeting with their
hands are tied, but
trustees.
they're not gonna do us a favor at all. And
Why don't we schedule a workshop with them? And for the holiday or after the holiday.
let's do it before the holiday.
And the planning board also
So we can
wants
start the
to,
new
wants to
year's
sit
out
down
right.
with the selectmen again as well. So,
There you go.
I was hoping to have more, and that would be a good meeting to have the trustees at too.
Yep.
They, but I'll schedule it. All right.
They don't call me about him.
That it?
Someone called me on the phone, who the heck the guy it was that ran the Berwick Sewer, who is actually runs the plant? Not Jay.
Say that again?
Someone called me wanting to know who,
Mike Tibbetts.
so it is Tibbetts,
Tibbetts is
okay,
the
that's what I thought it
operator.
was, Tibbetts,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's the operator,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a good operator.
Yep.
And another complaint from the snowstorm was that they don't think that the water department isn't cleaning out the hydrants quick enough after the storm, and then sometimes they see them plowing, having a subcontractor plowing
Yeah,
out.
Jimmy Guy.
But they have plenty of people over there, they should be plowing their own thing out.
Yep,
Now that we can control,
yes, we can.
or else give the backhoe to the ship plant that they use. They have a backhoe too, right?
No,
No.
they don't, no.
No, they were using, the
Yeah, they,
towns.
we won't get into that. That's a whole nother story.
But it got straightened out.
Yes, I'll talk to you more about that.
The drama.
That it for your report?
That's it for me.
Okay. Selectmen's communication, I have a letter from the Maine Municipal Association thanking us for our participation and dedication to workplace safety. Is, they said, no, they have, through the dividend distribution, the safety grants and scholarships, and loss control safety training, is we have had a total of $8,327 of benefits through them. So,
That's been good.
and we got accounts payable.
You know, could we, as a private citizen, get in on, as a private company, get in on these benefits?
No,
Unbelievable, huh?
Maine Municipal, yep. So we have account payable warrant 1920 from November 15th, 2018. The amount of $75,307.69. Water warrant 0920 from November 15th, 2018 for the amount of $177.04. Account payable warrant 1921 from November 21st, 2018 for the amount of $28,121.63. We have a water warrant 0921 from November 21st, 2018 for the amount of $7,580.71. We have a payroll warrant 1921 from November 21st, 2018 for the amount of $59,957.14. And we have a payroll warrant 1922 for November 29th, 2018 for the amount of $68,282.22. I move that we pay our bills.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor? Thank you. New business, auto graveyard permits. I see nothing in my packet about
Yeah,
those.
no, we're gonna have to reschedule that too. I have 2 out of 4 with code, but I gotta check on 2 more, so we'll wait and do them all together,
Okay.
hopefully next meeting.
And that brings us to our Christmas meeting. We have a meeting scheduled for December 25th. Do we want to just cancel that, or
Move we cancel it.
Cancel it.
we have a motion and a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor? Merry Christmas.
So then we meet just once, the first Tuesday of the month.
Second.
Tuesday of the month.
Yep.
Oh, boy, this ought to be good.
We have no quitclaim deeds. We have no abatements. We have no public for a second public comment. We have no executive session scheduled. Other business, non-agenda items, is I have one thing to bring up here, is talking about the planning board made me think about it. We should talk to them about, we're gonna have to do a change of use for the Estabrook, for the Estabrook School too, for the fire department.
Yeah.
And for the parking lot up at the sober home. And I think that's something that we need to get working on right
Yeah,
away.
we can do that this
Why,
winter.
what's wrong with the parking lot at the sober home?
Is been a complaint that we changed the use of it since we took it over from a boarding home to a public parking lot. And so we need to just go through and the planning process and have it changed over for a public parking lot.
So there's been a complaint about it?
Yeah, one of
Yeah,
the-
actually,
was a
somebody filed a
filing.
lawsuit.
one of the abutters. Well, they didn't file a lawsuit. They
Send a nasty letter,
yeah, we got a nasty gram from a lawyer.
so.
Just
That's the one on the right, right?
is we
Like I said last time, I was up there talking to people different times, and they love it.
yep.
Yeah.
Everybody else does too, but it's
Well-
just a formality. It's
Yeah.
no big deal. We'll go about it and we'll get that all straightened out.
Part of the Envision Berwick group, is offshoot, is working on how they might wanna develop that with Kim and the rec committee. So,
You know that I still saw that farm listed. You know the farmhouse here, the Goodrich Farm?
yeah,
I saw it listed the other day, I swear. But it's been sold, right?
I don't know.
the sign came down, but is
I
another
know,
one back up?
But I saw it listed again.
Okay, I haven't been up that way.
Maybe that was after the vote.
What vote?
Fire department.
Yeah, putting the fire department back in there.
Oh, that place would make a good historical building, a barn. I mean, that could be.
Well, I hate seeing things like that chopped up.
Oh, it's just, but they still,
Split
it
up,
still
it's
could be saved. I mean, look what you could, the historical people could go in there and part of it. You know, you could have, you know, different things going on in like a community center in that barn.
You should
It's got
buy
a
it.
great porch.
If I hit the megabucks, I'll buy it, and then I'll deed to the town with a one of these, like.
An escrow,
With
huh?
a fund, an escrow, like,
Yeah.
the old
Lena.
girl here,
Like Lena did, huh?
yeah.
While you're at it, after you win, buy the tannery too, okay?
Yeah.
Any other business?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Don't need a
Favor.
second.
All those in favor?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
time
better
stopped
clock.
over there.
The eagle has landed. It needs a battery.
Thank you, everybody.
Before we